Hey everybody, this is Cliff Thompson. Keep your eyes on the prize. Every year I get this one memory on Facebook that I dread getting. It's a post I made about one of my wrestlers 6 years ago. Um, his mom called me early in the morning and woke me up and told me that her son, one of my former wrestlers, her son had committed suicide. And it's one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with as a coach. This young man will always be special to me. Always be a big part of my life, part of my coaching experience. It's just unbearable to deal with a kid that you mentor and that you cared uh, for so many years and build that unbelievable relationship. This young man, I met him when he was a sophomore in high school. It was my very first high school coaching job, and he's never wrestled before in his life, and he decided to come out his junior year, and he might have went 500 that year. Had a 500 record that year, and he came up to me after the season was over with, and he's like, "Coach," he said, "I really love this sport," and he said, "I want to be the best I can be my senior year." And ever since that day, he told me that when we had that conversation, there was not a day from his end of his junior year to the end of his senior year that me and him didn't spend time together, practicing and working on wrestling and developing his skills. And at the same time, it was weird. As much as I was helping him become a better wrestler, he was helping me to become a better coach because at the time I'd never coached high school wrestlers, and it was hard for me to relate and show my technique to them and use the proper dialogue that they can get and that they can process and they can get the moves. And so as I was working with him, I worked through those things. As I was showing him stuff, I was like, oh, okay, this terminology works, and oh, this terminology didn't work. And so as much as I was helping him to be a better wrestler, he was totally helping me be a better coach. He wrote a lot of blueprints to some of the terminology I still use today. Just by that time I spent with him from his junior year to his senior year, and we and he's the only reason I started. I fought MMA, and he's the only reason I got in the octagon and started fighting MMA. He wanted to be an MMA fighter after high school, and he was training, and he wanted me to come teach that wrestling aspect of MMA. And so I came to his gym that he was at, and I started teaching it. And then he was like, "Coach, you need to do a fight. Like you need to fight the same night I fight. We make our fighting debut together." And it took him about maybe 2 months because I totally did not want to fight. It took me about 2 months for him to talk me into actually wanting to make my debut on the same night he made his debut. And so little did I know, I actually loved it the first time I got in the cage, and it was all because of him. He was one that inspired me to get into the cage and start fighting. Um, and we kind of lost contact with each other. And when I reconnected with him, he was in a bad spot, bad place in life. He had burned a lot of bridges with his family, and so so after I found out and we reconnected, and I found out how bad of a spot he was in, I made sure that I saw him every day. We spent about maybe 3 or 4 hours a day together, and I just helped him. We talked about life and just really helped him to mend his broken fences his broken bridges that he created within his family. And I knew he had to do something really really bad because his family was very amazing people. I love them to death, and I know that he had to screw up because they were always very supportive in high school when he was wrestling for me. So we'd meet every day and we talk about life, and I help him get him back on his feet, and along with his family. So he was back on his feet, and he was doing good. And at all those conversations I had with him, and all those uh, life conversations, those deep, heartfelt conversations we had, I never one time ever talked to him about uh, suicide or killing yourself because I just never thought that was something that he was capable of doing or something that it was even in his mind of doing. So I was just totally shocked when I got that phone call that morning, and his mom told me that he took his life. And so what he and so he really opened my eyes to a lot of different things because I always use suicide as a very negative, selfish thing. And this is just my opinion. It was my opinion all my life, and I never felt remorse for those people that were that took their lives, because I felt like they were being selfish and they wasn't thinking of others, and they just wanted to make people feel sorry for them. And I felt that they were weak-minded people. Until I dealt with this, until I was firsthand had to deal with somebody committing suicide, because this kid was a phenomenal guy, a very lovable, likable kid, and suicide is a it's a disease, guys. It's a there's something that's not clicking right in somebody's head. I mean, they're dealing with demons, and they're dealing with stuff that's beyond us, that we couldn't understand. And stuff that he didn't feel like sharing. I wish he would have shared with me, but stuff that he felt like he needed to handle on his own, you know. So I really had to open my eyes and view suicide as something that's very, very different, and I had to stop having that negative outlook on it, and really see that people were, depression is a real thing. People really go through depression. Dealing with demons is a real thing. People have demons that they deal with every day. And so, and just because I don't understand that and you don't understand that, we shouldn't judge those people, and we shouldn't judge the fact that they decided to take their life. Because one, we're not dealing with that stuff. We're not dealing with those demons, and we have no clue what they are going through or how they are feeling in life, and whether we could deal with what they had to deal with. So this is always a tough week. I've been thinking about them a lot this week. But I just really want to let you guys know. I spoke at his mama asked me to speak at his funeral, and so it was one of the hardest things that I had to do, was speak at one of my wrestlers' funerals. And as I was speaking and I was talking and I looked around, and the church was just filled up with all his friends. I mean, every last one of his friends came. You couldn't find a seat. Everybody was standing. There was and so as I was giving my speech, I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, where were you guys? Like, why are y'all here now? Why are you showing up now here? And he's dead and he's gone. Where was your support? Where was your, why didn't you reach out to this young man? And so I just want to let you know, guys, look, reach out to people, man. Let them know, call them, let them know that you care. Because sometimes that's all it takes for somebody to change their mind. You never know what people are going through. And that simple hey, or that simple phone call, that simple hey, I love you, it could save that person's life. And you don't even know it. Some people are at the edge, and they're thinking bad thoughts. And you just taking a second out of your day, or a minute out of your day, to just reach out and check on them and show them that you care, could save somebody's life. So anyway, that's all I want to talk to you guys today about. You guys have a blessed week, a blessed weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Always remember, keep your eyes on the prize, guys, and you guys be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye.